Okay. Hey guys, today a little bit of an update video about the project Kim. This is YouTube version project Kim 6.0, but the more accurate version down below in the left hand corner you see Blender file name Kim 28 modeling. So basically I did a lot of stuff since the last upload, and today I would like to just talk a little bit about that, just casual. First of all, we are actually in the scene. I did not render this scene, so we can actually pause this here. So we are within Blender. I just need to switch here to this one here, so that you can see everything I talk about. Yesterday I recorded actually a video, but unfortunately I left this one on, and then you see certain stuff. You do not see certain stuff, and that is a little bit confusing, especially when I talk about I talked a little bit about the performance. So when I play, speaking about the performance, when I play the video, I almost forgot this again. When I play the video, like this, and turn on those stuff, and you can see the overall FPS. It's right now limited to 30 FPS. My goal is to kind of reach or to maintain 30 FPS. I tried, but since I learn a lot and maybe the modeling goes in a different direction, maybe I will at some point decide, well, it's okay to fall below that. But right now I really try to keep this a little bit up for practice reasons. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter if you want to render your stuff. But what I like in Blender is if you work clean enough, and you obviously need also a good PC, then you can actually run around while a lot of stuff animated, or not a lot of stuff, but some, you can run around like in a computer game. This is what I tried to say basically. Okay, let's talk about what I changed to the last video. The obvious things are stuff like there's a new Walter robot here, which is, I can just stop the video here. Just don't like the white screens. I think there's something loaded here. Yeah. So we have here Walter 2.0, let's call him that for now. I gave him like a little bit of a reggae texture, because the idea is that those guys are flying through the universe, and since they are cute little robots, they don't take it really seriously. So they fly, but they are so tired and just watching videos. So especially my videos, and then they fall asleep. And now 100,000 years are passed and their ship is slowly falling apart, but they don't really care. So that's the idea behind that. And yeah, so what I've learned is basically a lot of things. Every time when you create a new Blender project, you learn a lot. So I struggled with smooth faces and mirror faces. I could solve them. I made a video about this on this channel too. You can check them out. And I learned about that. Basically just I overlooked that it's possible to change smooth faces within the edit mode, not the object mode. I overlooked this, but it's a crucial thing. It's very helpful if you want to have a clean looking environment. Okay, so then I also learned how to create my own bump texture. So bump is really not a new thing to me, but to create it yourself in Blender, I did this in a different project file. This is a new thing. It's still a little bit weird and tricky, so this is something I need to practice, but I got the general idea, so the gist of it I got, and I could use it here, obviously. And I've heard, and I believe it's true, that if you have a fixed texture compared to a procedure generated texture, depending on how big it probably is, I speak of the resolution, yeah, it can benefit the performance. So if you do not use a procedural generated texture if you want, or node, then you can get more performance out of it. That's what I've heard, that's what I've experienced, but I'm not sure, since I also learned those stuff, so you cannot really rely on that, what I say. And then I also created, I can actually show you this if you want. You see there's a lot of dust, a lot of dirtiness here. This is just an image. I basically used a texture image, but it doesn't matter which image you use, and I destroyed it with GIMP Photoshop. I can show you this, actually, it's always better. Let's just use this one here. Don't worry about the names, they are just for me. So this is, it used to be an old texture, but it really doesn't matter what it is. You just can, if you want to, and you want to have like a rusty stuff effect, you can just, paint something, like use different kind of colors and then to experiment with that. And this, I used an oil filter within GIMP. So, be creative, just create something dirty and then use it a little bit, experiment with that in Blender. And in my case, I basically use it for all dirtiness, everything what looks dusty and stuff is coming from this texture. I have a lot of different testing textures, so sometimes they look a little slightly different, but that's only because I test a lot, that's the only reason. So then I made those chairs here, they are relatively clean. I think I can later on, if I want to achieve more or get more performance out of everything, then I believe stuff like this one here is too much. So we can get rid of some of those lines here for sure, but this is something right now I don't really want to change this, because I need, well, I want to have like a cool seats. Before I make SD versions of those, I need to organize it, so I don't want to change this right now. This is the reason. Yes, so we have here, this is my Let's Play logo face. This is the dirt texture, but I think the head of this guy, of Walter, is procedural generated, so we can get rid of this 2 at some point. Then there's a difference between this Walter and the other Walter, which is here. So we have like this Walter. I'm gonna hide this thing here. Oh no, we need that. I need to orientate myself. Hold on. Let's switch to the pose mode. Okay, is this the pose mode? No, here we go. Okay, so if we take what am I doing here? That's nonsense. So although I'm explaining here a lot of things, or try to explain certain things, but I'm not gonna save it anyway, so every change I make here I shouldn't save actually. But I have some backups anyway. So let's hide this thing here. Now what am I doing? I mean, seriously, this thing here kind of away. I hope he will wake up. Yeah, so the difference between Walter 1 and also he's dirty, now he has some dirt, and I think it's cool. I mean, there's still some stuff which is a little bit off, but again, we are practicing. We try to everything step by step. Okay. The eye basically is the difference between this Walter and the other Walter. So this eye here is, I made a new one. Let me just, wake up, Walter, thank you. So this one here, like this, upsala. So it's just a sphere. We can actually also, change the sphere in the future if we want to have more performance, but this is just a static texture. But I created a static texture. Everything you see here is created by myself, so everything is some things are from earlier project, but everything is made from me. Just saying it not to to brag about it, because you know there's also a lot of bad stuff I did for sure, and I still have to learn stuff, but I just say it for your information. Well, a little bit to brag about it, maybe. Let's just be honest. Okay, anyway, but so what it's kind of important, I'll tell you why. So this eye here, when we have the animation, I figured out that every time when the head is moving, you can see something is a little bit glitchy in here, and that's not really a problem since this is a robot guy, and so this could be just, you know, a robot thing. But it's a little bit, well, I can show you this actually quickly. So here I made the iris, which, let's go to that. It looks a little bit weird just to create an iris. Such a thing is a little bit overdone, I guess, but you have to keep in mind or to understand that when I created those eyes, it was very, very weird to me, very tough to do that. And so I experimented a lot with things, and because of what I did, you can do it probably easier. You know, if I would do it again, I would try it maybe differently. So it doesn't have to look like that. But somehow I was able to create an iris eye, which is also kind of, you know, glowing and stuff, and that's cool. But it moves, and I didn't want it to move. And then I thought, well, since it's always probably you know, a lot of work for Blender to calculate that, I'm not so sure about it, but I guess so. I thought, why not use why not create another texture and use it as a static eye texture. And so what I did basically is, you can see this a little bit here, maybe, I hope so. This is the I went back into my other Blender folder, took a picture, render picture of the eye from Walter 1 if you want, in a certain stage, maybe like this one here. Maybe, you know, I have a different file with different eyes a little bit, and then I put it into the GIMP and made it a little bit smoother. And well, now this is a static, you know, iris. But actually, I tell you this because it's made completely with two programs. With the raw material I created with what you just saw, and then I made it a little bit nicer within GIMP. And this is just a PNG file now. Basically, I also call this like this one here, and this is good for the stability and the performance. In my case, in this case, yeah. And yeah, what else? So yeah, let's jump to, because we are here right now, let's go to those little videos I play. So we have, when we play the animation, you can see there's a video running in the backgrounds. This well, let's just say what I also did is, there is a program called Handbrake. Handbrake is used for video decoding. So it's a free to use tool. So, you know, if you don't have much money like me, then you are like free to use programs. Handbrake is one of the programs you can use to decode videos, and in a very easy way. So I just made those videos, which is another Blender video of mine, called Supernova, is also on this channel. I just decreased the resolution, and so I made it very, very small, because if you play animations if you play a video like this, an HD video or multiple HD videos within Blender, and you want to have a good performance, then the performance just breaks down, because you are playing an HD video, and you have, you know, a 3D environment. So it's a good idea to make it very small, especially if the display here in Blender is very small. I couldn't even tell the difference. Maybe, you know, if you take a closer look, you see that, but since it's only meant to run in the background, I decreased the videos very, very much. So that is good for the stability. I also had an animation that the console here was animated, but I took it away because it started to kind of cause some, you know, it took away some FPS, and I thought, well, is it really necessary to animate now everything? The answer is yes, but you try, you know, I don't want to overdo it, so unfortunately, let's take it easy. We have here an slide animation. For some reason it's so skipping in this nice way, but I don't really know why it's doing. If I do it again, then it just goes from the left side to the right side. But I really like that it's looking like the old computers, you know, from the old movies, you know. It's just kind of changing, yeah, the thing. I need to understand how I did this because it's interesting. I could create a video like that and use it as this. This is procedural generated if you want to see that quickly. Then we can do that. So where is it? I believe, yeah, it's this one. So basically, you know, just used this Warren Nero texture, whatever this is called, different colors, emission. This is the bird texture. I call it noise texture. And just basically animating it from the left to the right side. In this case the Y-axis is changing, yeah. So simple animation basically. Yeah. Anyway, then we have, yeah, this video. I'm in Blender. I intensively use now since over 1 year, since it made click. But I, from time to time, I always, you know, I remember a friend of mine said I should take a look at Blender because I made some, I always made videos for my friends and stuff. And so I did, but Blender was always overwhelming to me. And but I always tried it from time to time. So every 2 years I tried one project and I kind of did something, but I couldn't remember how I did things, and so I never really felt like I was in control over my stuff I created. That was the problem. If you don't know how to do that, if you think you lost the control about that stuff, well, it's, you know, it kind of, it's hard. But anyway, this is an old animation, not that old. I think this might be even, I tried this one, I followed a tutorial in 2016 or something. Created this shape guy, so, and it was a nice video on YouTube. It's still there somewhere, and I created this guy, and then I tried my own animation, and it was okay. But again, it was so hard to do that, so overwhelmingly hard. Although it's not a huge thing, but you know, if you don't know stuff, it's hard. And well, I like it, and I thought it's funny to use those old videos for my stuff. So then you can see here's a cube. This is a very interesting thing. I think it's just a cube, but again, this is my I think it's my first bump. I baked my first bump texture. So in a different Blender project, and so what you see is like, what am I doing here? Every side. Yeah, great. That's always, yes. I press sometimes those. Anyway, yeah. So it's a simple cube. There's nothing on this cube, but since I used the bump effect, sometimes I say bump modifier, guys. My English is sometimes screwed up, so you have to kind of guess what I mean. I mean bump node, you know, obviously. So I created in a different project, Blender project, like this shape thing here, and I baked it on, yeah, on a texture if you want, and then I saved the texture and used the texture as a bump texture. So, and well, I can also show this quickly here. And I think what it needs still is a little bit of dirt, but maybe it's a 4-dimensional thing, so maybe it never gets dirty, you know. So I haven't decided this yet. So it just goes, this is bump. Anyway, this is just going into the cube, and the good thing about those stuff is if you understand the bump, how bump effect works, and you can create your own stuff, you can have more details in general, and you do not lose much performance because it's still a very simple cube. It's we have to make it flat, you know. Yeah. And that's I left it here because it should remind me to use the bump stuff. That's another problem if you work with Blender. You have so many. I heard a car horn. You have so many. Also, what you can do. Sorry about it. Also, what you can do is just later on maybe you know, make those edges, paint those edges a little bit rough so that it looks even more smooth or something. Yeah, another problem with Blender is sometimes you have some ideas but you forget about them very quickly, so you could either write them down, but I don't really like writing, or I just leave some stuff like this one here so that it reminds me that this is also a thing. Yeah, so but it's also really a cool thing. Then I also use this texture, the same texture here for this guy here. This is our dark material drive, you know. This is the engine if you want, or I do not know, I don't really understand how spaceships work or run, but I thought it looks kind of like a 4-dimensional, yeah, humble thing. Yeah, so that's cool. What else? Yeah, this might be interesting. So I also used then here, I made the glass edges, I wanted to make them, you know, dusty since the ship is falling apart. The outside of the ship is still clean because I haven't decided yet if I make the outside of the ship also dirty, since there is not really dust in the universe, but we are not too realistic anyways. Yeah. I just like Robot Walter. It's just so cool. I like those guys. Yeah, also the antennas are cool. I like them a lot, but they are, you know, actually very high poly. It's not necessary. So this is also something I need to keep in mind too. I think right now I'm continuing modeling. At some point I also try to fix some stuff here and there, make it a little bit yeah, you know, performance wise better. Yeah, then we have here a door. We can open the door by using the shape thing here. Let's you know, is it a shape thing? Yeah, shape keys. So now the door is open. Talim palim. So you see something like Chilalasan. That's an insider. I cannot explain this to you guys, but it makes me happy. Then we have here another. It's the same video, you know. Basically, it's have you actually seen the video? I don't even know. So here's the robot. He's scanning the Cyclops, scanning the environment, scanning and then seeing something and coming towards you in such a weird way. Anyway, then we have, you know, experiment with that. Here I even made, it took me a long time to how to do that, you know, to make those guys dirty. But I really like that. I overdid it obviously, but you know, you want to practice, you want to see it, so you kind of do more than necessary. Again, this is my last trades let's play channel. Check out my let's play channel. You should do that. I have learned English with games. I really did. At first I wrote so much down, guys, at first, and I hate writing. Anyway, another animation, older one. I cannot really tell the time, right? It must be between 2016 and 2018 or something like that, you know. So the thing is, basically, I can tell you this. This is Barney. There's also sound, but I cannot use this because I have, you know, one of my friends spoke something, and I'm not so sure about the jokes. It's the internet, so I'm gonna be careful. Anyway, so Barney 1 is here, and Barney this is Barney's 2.0, and he sees Barney 1.0. So this is a better version than this one. Barney, he can speak already, and he uses my voice in the German language. And Barney 1.0 cannot speak, but he always does one thing he can do, and Barney knows that. So Barney is obviously going to this guy. So talking to him, hey man, what's up? How are you and stuff? You know, you're not mad that you were replaced. This is what I said, I believe. Yeah, you're not mad that you were replaced by me. And he's just staring at him, and he's like, yeah, I hope you're okay, you know. And then Barney starts, the only thing he can do, Barney 1.0, is respond in his own way, and obviously Barney 2.0 knows that. Well, boy do I love this stupid animation here, makes me laugh. Anyway, so I thought I'm gonna put this here into those stuff, and yeah, then you see the stars. When we take a look outside from the side, it's very cool. We right now drive with slow speed, and I can tell you to animate stars and to make it look good from the inside and from the outside and to pass them by, that's it. It's very tricky. So I've still experimented with that, and I experimented actually a lot, like really a lot, because it's not hard to make some stars, some universe, some static in the world. That's really not difficult. If you're a little bit experienced with Blender, but to animate it always nice that it looks good, again, from the inside and from the outside, you know, it's difficult to do, and it's a little bit of a challenge. But what I wanted to achieve is basically when we are just standing here, for example, I like this view very much, and you know, here can see Barney, we can see Walter 2.0 sleeping or falling asleep all the time and waking up again, because, you know, watching my videos, yeah, maybe, you know, I wouldn't mind actually. So, and I wanted to give the impression of the stars traveling, but it's they are blinking a little bit too much. Yeah, anyway. We have a fast travel I can show, in case you haven't seen the older videos. That would be somewhere... what am I doing? Sometimes my brain is just, you know, I want to do something and I end up clicking on something because I think I should click on something, but I need to click on particular things. Yeah. Anyway, it's a good brain. It's a weird one, but it's a very funny brain actually. I like it very much. It's also weird that we talk about, like, you know, that we separate us from our brain. It's a little bit stupid actually. Anyway, so then here we have another animation, and depending on, you know, this kind of scene I would also sometimes like to use for my Let's Play channel. When people write me comments, or I'm gonna put the comments into one of those screens. And then we need a stronger animation, since it looks different in the render, in the final render. So I need some render stars, and I need some within Blender animation stars, if that makes sense to you. Anyway, so this one I have, but it's not the fast travel. I'm going to show you the fast travel. Hold on. I'm going to be surprised. I'm going to say, what? What? Are you kidding me? No, this is not what I wanted to show. No, still. So the problem is I did so many different versions, because it looks okay in here, but if you render stuff, it looks different, and sometimes it looks weird. It doesn't make any much sense, and which is good if you want to create weird stuff, but you want to sometimes just, you know, do the good stuff. And yeah, so this is the fast travel. A lot easier to use. It's so much easier, and maybe this is just sufficient. Maybe we don't need a slow stars moving thing. Or whatever, I'm still thinking about that. So we have this guys here. We can actually increase that a little bit if you want to see more. We are just gonna we just gonna, so either we're gonna change the smoothness. No. This one here. Look at that. So many stars are passing by. Isn't that not crazy? Super crazy. Yeah, so with this, I mean, it's a simple thing. I mean, if you know Blender, it's a simple thing. But this kind of made me crazy because it always looked so not how I wanted it to look in the final render. Again, I want to have this scene to be good from the performance. I know I keep repeating that, but I want to be able to run around because later, you know, I turn this off. So, and then I'm gonna put the comments of my Let's Play stuff into those stuff, and then I'm changing to the scene, hiding this a little bit, and it looks kind of like a I just used the wrong shortcut. I've just figured something out with the open broadcast software, and then I can run around and we can read the comments here, or we can read the comments there. But since I still model the ship, it might look different in the future. This is also new. This is also new. I like that. I don't know what I do with that. Yeah, I'm sure I forgot something. So I do those update videos randomly. I mean, not that everybody is watching that right now, unfortunately, but what can you do? But I don't know when I record the next one. Maybe, you know, I realize I forgot something and I'm gonna record straight away, or I will, you know, depending on my mood, change a lot or not. That's what I try to say. So, yeah, because this was kind of a huge step from the other video, but I assume it's now from now on the steps are a little bit smaller anyways, since oh, you guys want to see some stars too. So if you're gonna go with this one, yeah, I mean the steps might be tinier because so the basic idea is pretty fine, but now we have to, you know, take care of details. Also the ship from the outside, the back is not, you know, it's not finished at all. It's still in, still model this stuff here. Also the bumper effect on top of this is not so sure about that. Anyway, let's go back. I want to show you some stars. Planets. Where are my stuff here? Robot Walter, that's good. Also a thing about making, what's that called again? I keep forgetting those words here. Collections. Something about collections, I completely ignored them at first. The reason is very simple. If it's overwhelming, ignore it. Because it's obviously not, you're not ready for it. So what is a good thing is, if something overwhelmed me, I just didn't care. I just put it aside since the last year. And that rhymed kind of, and that was actually very, very good, because you know, you need to do stuff in your speed, and when the time is, when you're ready, you're gonna try new stuff. And so I tried new stuff with collections, and they are so super helpful. It's just so good to use them, you know. But if you don't want to use them right now because you are overwhelmed, then don't use them, because it'll come to you later naturally. You wanna, at some point you're getting better, then you get a little bit tired of what you're doing, and you look for other ways whenever you're ready. Good. Let's see. We have where is it? You know, sometimes my brain is really, really not seeing stuff. Here we go. I believe this guy here. What have I done? I don't know. I activated this Sternenstaub is a German thing. It's not a German thing, it's just a German word. German. So, but now we are fast traveling, so this doesn't make any sense, because we are, you know, traveling with the speed of light, and the sun is also following us, so that is actually a little bit threatening. Doesn't make much sense. We need to hide the sun. Ah, no, I forgot to show you the planet. Here's the planet. We need to hide this one here. That doesn't make sense. This is the thing. So, and now let's activate the activate, I believe this guy here. Yeah, that's better. We're still actually too fast, because if there is a planet, that doesn't make sense, right? So what we should do, I believe, from the logic, get rid of those stuff, switch into that, and then I prepared everything already. We're gonna use that. So now we have a static, yeah, we have now a static universe. Not the perfect thing, because I experimented a lot. You can make them more shiny. I didn't do it because for different reasons, for experimenting reasons. Let's do this one. No, it was better actually before, but again, I'm not gonna save here. But if you wanna put more stars into that, let's make this quickly. So some red ones, let's put them here, and yellow ones, let's put them there. Does this show it? Also, it's sometimes it's different to yeah, on YouTube, what you can see, because YouTube decreases the quality. But I think I completely lost my track right now. But I think you get the idea, you know. So now we have like a, I'm not sure if you can see that. No, you cannot see that, but I cannot see it either. So the way I was thinking something is wrong in my thinking, but I think that's okay. Let me just, you know, sometimes stuff bothers me a little bit. This one here, that one. Maybe this will help us to create. No, I was aiming for creating. Here we go. Here we go. I just remembered it. It's always a little bit tricky if you record, and because you know it's I'm not so focused when I record at the same time and you know describe things. But I hope you can see that now. Now we have some, you know, little different colors. I mean, usually the white stars are occupying more, so we have to be very, very careful. We cannot zoom in because it's the world texture. Obviously, it doesn't make sense here. Yeah, okay, maybe let's make this brighter, maybe. Yeah, but this is always how I know, do that. Just experimenting. Let's get rid of this guy here. If you have a guys, I cannot do it right now. No, okay, I got it. Okay, I had to change this guy here. So now we have like different kind of colors, but we want to have like orange ones. Yeah, that's good. Actually, that's good. So and now we have like little tiny, you know, the white ones represent the bright stars, and the yellow ones. Not so sure if you can see that very well. Can we change that? We can change that. Make it. We go over. Do it a little bit here. We're gonna make them bigger. We have two different things. So okay, the white ones represent the big ones, the big bright stars, strong stars. We expect them small again. And the red ones or yellow ones, they are coming up soon. Hold on. Here we go. It's all noise textures. So these are the red ones, you know, just tinier. We should maybe use a different kind of thing. We can maybe use that one here. Maybe that's better even. Yeah, see, that's a lot better. Yeah. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, but I spend a lot too much time to that explaining this right now, because this, yeah. So now we are in this universe, but you know, you get the idea, right? So it's not perfect right now, but you get the idea on how this, how I was thinking. I guess, I hope so. One little thing I also realized is when I'm gonna show you this quickly. There will be someday I'm gonna make a little test animation, upload this on this channel too. But right now I just want to do the update video. So if we use quickly, I figured this out in my last update video. If we activate this guy here. Yeah, we shot from above. It looks like a video game, right? It does look like a video game. Oh, I see, I forgot about to switch to the scene. I apologize. Well, that's me, that's always happening. I cannot do anything about this. We're just gonna take this. Whatever. I'm not gonna record this again. So from above, you know, so that kind of looks kind of cool. And if we go to the side view, I mean, we have to look like that. Stop the animation quickly. We need to select everything. So if we go to the side view and we are deactivating the mirror modifier, then we can oops, I duplicated it all. It's accidentally again. I shouldn't save that file anyway. So one thing is wrong right now. I believe it doesn't make sense. I think you know what I mean. We have to switch to this scene because we are so fast we cannot see stars in the background. It doesn't make sense. So this reminds me on computer games when you can sometimes, you know, when you have like, you know, games where you can add new rooms and say this is the pilot room, this is the whatever room, here's the sleeping room and stuff. So this view reminded me on that, and that's cool. Okay guys, we are done for today. I probably forgot something, but I always forget stuff. If you have any questions or if you want to say something, if you're nice, you know, I always happy to read something. The only thing I don't like are fake people. I really hate this stuff so much. It's so unnecessary and so wrong and so annoying. But if you're nice, and even if you are maybe pissed off, that's okay, because pissed off is still, you know, at least it's honest. Then yeah, then tell me that. And if you want to know some stuff, if you want to have some questions, just let me know. I try to answer them. Maybe recording a video comments video on this channel someday. Good, that's about it. I wish you good luck with your stuff. Whatever you do, stay safe. We see you soon. Bye bye and auf Wiedersehen. Auf Wiedersehen is a German goodbye.